Peace to the family. Let me know out there, can I be heard? Am I being heard? Let me know, am I being heard out there before I start, before I go in on what I want to talk about. I haven't went live in a minute. Let me make sure. Yeah, I haven't went live in a minute, but I was compelled to go live today because I feel like there's some things that need to be explained. You know, I start letting people come up in the room. I don't even know how many people we got up in there yet. Give some people enough time to come up in the room. But I feel like there's some things that need to be explained. With the FBA situation, really coming about, and people, really starting to come into identifying ourselves, right? Self-identifying ourselves, no longer going by the moniker African American, Black American. We have a lot of a young generation now that's being sprung up, and a younger generation is coming in with a new thought process, and I'm proud of that because one of the main things. One of the main things that when we used to be on Google Hangouts, one of the main things I used to always teach 8 years ago was I just wish that we can get these talking points in the mouths of the children, the mouths of the youth. If we can get these talking points in the mouths of the youth, where the youth is now teaching what we're teaching. I always wish that, right? And back then we would be in our Google Hangout spaces, and there might only be at max 50 people in the room, right? People really wasn't on this. When we was trying to warn the people, we was blowing the trumpet, and we was going in. People wasn't listening like that. But when you fast forward to the day, you have a whole generation of youth that's listening even more than ever, and I'm proud of it, right? I'm proud of it. When I see Afro Elite, when I see the other brother, man, with the glasses, the dark skinned brother with the dreads. Damn, I can't say his name. He go in hard body. When he go in, he get 2,000 people in the room. I'm glad because they're echoing the sentiments of the things that we was teaching even back then. Like I had said, back in those days that Pan-Africanism was over, and if we was going to go with Pan-Africanism, it needed to be redone because we were the only ones practicing Pan-Africanism. I saw that a mile away, right? When I was on Sinetta TV and we was on 125th Street and we was outside talking and going back and forth, I saw that the Africans that was coming here, the new age Africans that was coming here was not practicing Pan-Africanism the way we was taught to practice Pan-Africanism. Most of us, Black Alpha. Yeah, the young brother Black Alpha. Yeah, shout out to Black Alpha. Shout out to Afro Elite. All of those young brothers, man, that's putting in this work, man, because at one point, man, I was starting to lose faith, man. I was starting to believe that, man, just the people didn't care, when we was in these spaces. I created Urban Nerds back then because I wanted to bring Black intelligence back to the community. I was online back then teaching history of African-American inventors, right? When Black Power was a global phenomenon. I was teaching all this stuff 7 years ago. And we would only get 40, 50 people in the room. Nobody cared like that, right? Nobody cared. And I understood that back then when a lot of these immigrants was coming here, and I told you guys, my hardcore followers that watch me, I told you guys, I said a lot of these immigrants, when they come here, they vote for everything you vote against. They fight because their lifestyle is predicated on your dysfunction. They need you to be dysfunctional for them to move, right? The minute you start waking up and self-identifying, it's going to be a problem. If you notice, 10 years ago, they didn't have no problem with you. As long as you were saying you was Black American and you were still on a Democratic plantation, that conservative plantation, you had no problem with immigrants, right? You had no problem with them disliking you. The minute you started to self-identify and started to say, hey, we're delineating, we're separating ourselves. We're going over here and we're doing us. All of a sudden, you had a problem because you are the only group, as Dr. Claude Anderson told us, that is not allowed to have an identity. You're not supposed to have a culture or an identity. I knew that when I was on Sinetta TV. I knew that way back then, way back when. And I started to call it out on my channel. That's why I created Urban Nerds, to bring intelligence back to the Black community that I come from. And I wanted to highlight history of African-American inventors to show what we present to the world. Because if you guys notice, right? If you guys notice, whenever they ask the immigrant about Black FBA culture, I'm so used to saying it so long, look at me, right? Try to undo a conditioning. Whenever they ask a foundational Black immigrant about foundational Black American culture, I'm gonna ask the chat, and I'm gonna answer it after you guys answer it. Out there in the chat right now, that's watching me right now, whenever they ask the immigrant about FBA culture, what's the first thing they run to? I'll wait, y'all answer. I'm gonna wait till I see the answer. Whenever they ask us about our culture, what's the first thing they run to? I'm waiting for an answer. I got over 100 people in here. I'm waiting for an answer. I got over 120 people in here. I'm waiting for an answer. What's the first thing they run to when they ask us about? We don't have a culture. Somebody said rap music, right? They start talking about our music, right? Music. You know what they don't talk about? You know what they don't talk about? Our contributions. So when I created Urban Nerds, right? They don't talk about Frederick McKinley, right? How we created the first movable freezers, right? We're responsible for the frozen food department, right? They don't talk about Charles Henry Turner, the Black zoologist that understood that insects can hear and can make and also they can also hear, but they can also let me just go on, right? They don't mention Charles Henry Turner. They don't mention Richard Spikes. We're not known for our innovation. We're not known for things that's pushing the world forward, right? They don't mention Mark Dean or Alice Ball, Ernest Everett, all of these FBA Americans that's responsible for creating things that move the world. Alexander Crum. So I mean, I can go on and on and on and on. We're not known for that. And see, I want you guys to understand something when I'm teaching, because I haven't went live for a while, but I want you guys to know something. How W supremacy works. When you teach these immigrants who we really are and what our contributions are to America, it formulates the way that they see us. So when you only tell them about rap music and you show the underbelly of FBA culture, then that's the way they're conditioned to see you. But when you tell them who Dr. Leonidas was and his contributions to medicine, right? When you tell them who Dr. Patricia Balfe was, or Dr. Valerie, who created 3D imaging, it starts to let them know these are people you got to respect. These people ain't no joke. But when you ask a Haitian, a Jamaican, a Ghanaian, a South African, what do you know about FBA culture? Oh, they don't have a culture. Oh, I like that way they rap. But you don't teach them that we created the modern microphone that they're using to rap on. You don't teach them that we created the first gigahertz chip. You're not teaching them that. You're not teaching them that we created the first game system, or Mary Van Britten, the first home alarm system. Dr. Gladys West, the GPS system. See, because if these immigrants understood who FBA really was, it would be impossible for W supremacy to teach them that we're just a bunch of degenerates that don't know our fathers. So that's why I created Urban Nerds, because I understood 7 years ago. And I was preaching this 7 years ago when we was on Google Hangouts. I told you guys that they don't respect you because most of them don't even know your contributions. And I said, we have to teach people how to treat us. FBA has to become a thing. of how we're moving. And on my old channels, all I ever talked about was uplifting us. All of us, see, I'm going to keep it real with you. All of us over 50, OGs like me, all of us came out of Pan-Africanism, the majority of us. I came out of Pan-Africanism. I still love black people globally. I still love Africans. I still love Caribbeans. I don't like the ones that come here as snake tethers that undermine us, like the Byron Donalds and all of them that talk about us, right, while benefiting off of the middle class that my people created. A. Philip Randolph, who also criticized the West Indian because when a lot of them came here, didn't align with our talking points. I got a problem with them. I got a problem when you come here and you get into the black middle class, you don't even understand who's responsible for it. I got a problem with you, not the brother on the ground in Africa, you that come here and start to do good and don't take the time to study the black people that was already here that did it before you. Right. The ones that don't care about our contributions. But this is the thing, though. This is the thing, CD. We got to care and know about our own contributions. See, the thing about it is, when I would take these children, to these museums, hold on, I'm going to show y'all something, right? I'm going to show y'all something. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all something so I can illustrate. I want to illustrate what it is, the message I'm conveying, so that way you guys can see it in real time, right? Watch this. I want y'all guys to see this. I want you guys to see this and what I'm saying. Hold on a second. Just do it just like this. Let's go in here. Let me see. Where do I want to get? Where I want to pull from? Hold on. All right. Let me share my screen real quick. I want y'all to see this. I want you guys to see this. Right? Hold on. So now, when I got these babies and I'm taking them through the African American Smithsonian Museum, and I'm showing them our FBA contributions. I'm starting with the babies. I'm reprogramming them our contributions and who we are, doing the FBA work. And this is an old video from 5 years ago, because I already understood that the majority of our children, they wasn't being taught. They wasn't being taught our contributions, right? Forget the immigrants for a minute. They didn't even know who we are or what we was doing, right? They didn't understand. They didn't understand our inventions, and because of that, and because they didn't understand our inventions, our contributions, you start to see yourself as something that you're not. You start to believe the lie. So it's easy to say I'm a real N-word and a bad B. So then I did the series Death to the Real N-word. Death to the real. Now, I wasn't talking about killing nobody. I was talking about killing that N-word in your brain, so we can reteach. So we start with the babies, and we create urban nerds, and we make it cool to be smart. So then we come right in the door with foundational Black Americans. So now I prepared you for the teachings that I'm about to give you, because I start with the children, and I let them know who they really are. Right? Forget all that African American stuff programming you in these schools to be ignorant. So let me stop sharing. Forget all that stuff, how they programming you in schools to be ignorant, to never think for yourself, to never come out and overtake the bull crap that they've been giving you. We was putting in work for real. I had to first reteach, reprogram. Had them raising it. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm moving a little too fast. Let's back up for a minute. Let's go here. Because I want you guys, this is important what I'm doing. I want you guys to see this. Hold real quick. Let's do it this way. Because I'm going somewhere with what I'm doing right now. I'm going somewhere, and this is important. And this is important for all my FBA family out there. And what we need to do, everybody has their role and what we need to do in our respective cities, right? Let me pause that. Pause this. Let me reshare the screen again one more time to give illustration for what I'm talking about. Some people think that we over here jiving, just bull crapping. Watch this. Now, hold on. Wait a minute. Now, this is the thing. I told you guys, so when y'all think people be over here just talking, this is a video from 5 years ago before we was talking FBA. I had these children teaching them who Valerie Thomas was. I was teaching them who real foundational Black Americans was. We went to the babies. We didn't go to the adults. We went to the children. So now we're preparing them for now when it's time to teach them FBA. They already understand. They already understand the mission. We already understand. These children already understand the mission. Thomas, right? Watch this. Valerie Thomas, urban nerds, knowledge category, science, mathematics, technology.
This next video is about an African-American inventor named Valerie Thomas. Thomas was born in Maryland in 1943. We're going to get up to a quick start in Valerie.
So we take FBA babies and we reteach them stuff that they're not being taught in the schools, right? So this was before we was talking FBA. When I understood that Pan-Africanism wasn't working, I started to take matters into my own hands. And we went and got the babies ourselves and said, we're going to reteach these babies our contributions. So that way she won't be swinging on no pole calling herself a bad bee. No, we ain't doing none of that. We're going to show Black women in a positive light contributing to America, where young Black girls can see it and say, hey, I want to emulate Valerie Thomas instead of a goddamn Cardi B or Nicki Minaj or all the bull crap that they give our babies. We start doing real FBA work way back then.
Story. Valerie is one of only 2 women to major in physics at Morgan State University. After Valerie graduated from Morgan State, she accepted a position as a data analyst mathematician at NASA. In the 70s, she developed the image processing system for Landsat, the first satellite to send images from Earth to space. In 1980, Valerie received a patent for an illusion transmitter. The device produces illusion images via 2 concave mirrors. This illusion.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think there's money in these Black spaces? And I'm going somewhere. Watch how I segue this. Do you guys out there think it's money in teaching our Black babies the truth? Or is it money in teaching them to be bad bees and real N-words? It's a lot of money in that. It's a lot of money in focusing on the underbelly of our culture. But how come I can show you the views on this video? How come this video got just, I'm a Black man, not with a bunch of babies out of wedlock, married to a Black woman for 25 years. I'm teaching the babies. And my own people wasn't even paying me no attention back then. I had to go into the celebrity junk to go from 4,000 subs to 50,000 subs. I had to go into the gossip sector to bring the Black first talking points in there to get the attention of my people because they wasn't listening. Right? When we was doing this, let's look at the views on this. Hold on, let me see the views on this video. Right? How do I? What was the views? It came out 3 years ago. It got 1,000 views. Right? Let's go over to this one. Let's go over to this one real quick. Right? I want y'all to see this.
Inventor Garrett Morgan. Garrett Morgan was born in Kentucky in 1877. In 1914, Garrett invented what is known as the gas mask. In 1923, Garrett Morgan invented the first traffic signal. Garrett Morgan.
I want y'all to know that I taught these kids how to do the research themselves, how to put it together, read it. They set up the camera equipment. Boy, y'all about to make me cry, man. They did all this shit themselves. We was doing this all the way back then to prepare them for when we ready to teach them what FBA is. They have a frame of reference of understanding what real Black American culture is. They're not confused. They're not asking a bunch of confusing questions, right? We understood this already. We was already out here, man. Real quick. There you go. There you go. Wait a minute. One more thing, and I'm gonna get back. One more thing, I'm gonna get back to building. I just want because I want to give illustration for what I'm saying. One more thing, I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get back to this was up in New York. Up in New York, as a content creator, I met another content creator in Q Butter, and we was taking the babies up to New York doing the science fair every year, contributing, working together, doing the things that we supposed to do, right? Putting in that work in, right? Now, showing these. Hold on, this is us, real quick.
Super genius engineer black kids.
This is us pulling up. This is us pulling up to New York from Philly. Yeah, I mean, getting out the passenger van. I would always take a bunch of kids. Up to New York City. Get up there. Now, mind you, these these are stuff that we was doing. So let me unshare. Let me get back to doing what I was doing, because I just wanted to lay that part out, right? I want to lay that part out that FBA is a lineage of people. All FBAs don't agree, right? I'm an FBA brother where I honor my African blood, I honor my Native American blood, right? I honor and I know that we're indigenous to not just America but the planet. We're indigenous to everywhere, right? Everybody in FBA don't agree. You got some FBAs that are sellouts, like the Larry Elders and what's the old guy that's always bringing people on this channel. Everybody, you got hardcore radical FBAs, you know what I'm saying? Brothers that don't like nobody but FBA, right? You got those, and they're entitled to their opinion too. FBA is a lineage of damn near 60 million people, man. We coming from different places. Inside your household right now, right? Because now I'm about to build for real. Inside your household right now. Inside your household. Watch this, Dub. Yeah, Jesse Lee Peterson. Yeah. Watch this, Dub. It's inside black household, right? Inside black households right now, right? You got where we use the FBA talking points, but if your mama hear you talking this FBA stuff, she'll shut you down because she's still connected to the Democratic plantation and that church. And whatever the pastors say and whatever the Democrats say, she going along with it. And that's the majority of our people. That's the majority of our people. Let me get in my bishop mode for a minute. Can I talk to y'all for real? Let's take the immigrants out off the table for a minute. Let's take away the W man and put him to the side for a minute. Let's talk for real for a minute. Let's put the W man to the side and let's put all the immigrants to the side and let's deal with FBA in-house for a minute. When you're coming with a new talking point and you're trying to reprogram a person to something new that they're not used to, they're going to fight you tooth and nail. They're going to challenge you. They're going to question you because it's hard for them to let go that old programming. So when you say, we're not Black Americans, we ain't African, we ain't this, a lot of people ain't trying to hear that. Or you tell, or maybe you say, you know what, we ain't African, and they agree with you. But then they tell you, we ain't rocking with the Democrats. Oh, well, you must support the Republicans. No, I don't support them either. I'm in the middle. See, when the Black Power Revolution was up in full fledged, it wasn't just the white man that helped bring them down. It was the Black church as well. The Black church thought that they was too radical. The Black church thought that they was troublemakers. A lot of the Black church wasn't rocking with them. Not all, but a lot of these Democratic plantation leaders was saying, "Hey, you messing up what we got going on over here. This W man ain't calling us N-word to our face no more. This W man is allowing us to have things." And the Black Power was saying, well, that's not enough. They started to cause problems. So we start saying, F them parties. We gonna do for self. We start having issues. So the Civil War has always been in the foundational Black Americans camp. The W man is always who he's been. The W man has always been Jack Sparrow. He's always been the pirate of the Caribbean, the pirate of America. He's always been the one that was plundering and destroying and taking away and stealing and planting his flag on something and saying that it's his. He's always been who he was, right? Always. He's never going to change. So the W man can sit right here. The problem is you had the Boise, Garvey, right, who wasn't FBA, Booker T. And before Garvey, Martin Delany, Hubert Harrison. And you had disagreements on which way we should go, how we should be moving, even back then. Brothers like Hubert Harrison, Martin Delany had a more pro-black, black first ideology, hardcore black people, screw the W man ideology, where Du Bois was more of a civil rights ideology. We need to establish and do things here. Booker T was more about not calling out the W man, but establishing things for themselves. And all of these groups argued amongst each other even back then. And they considered Martin Delany and Hubert Harrison and them radicals. Radicals. So now when you're coming with a new thought process as foundational Black Americans and saying that we ain't rocking with the Democrat plantation no more, we ain't rocking with them Black conservatives, you now consider a radical because you are going against the conditioning. You and inside your own households, you're looked at as the enemy, public enemy. You see a lot of FBAs that practice Pan-Africanism making videos about foundational Black Americans, calling us all kinds of names. Not because they hate us, because they can't get past their conditioning. I know that because I come out of that. I was born and raised here in the city of Philadelphia, raised up on Pan-Africanism. We used to march in the street in 1990, 1989, 1988. It's a black thing. It's a black thing, right? With the African medallion saying "Free Mandela." I was a part of that. I come from that. I come from this East Coast corridor. I come out of that. We knew who Stephen Biko was. We understood the Black Power movement and power to the people. I'm here in a city where the MOVE had a bomb dropped on them in 1985 when the W man dropped a C4 bomb on them and blew up 5 city blocks. I did videos from it. I come from one of the blackest cities in America with one of the richest Black history and culture in America. The first Black Renaissance before Harlem, Philadelphia. We was raised in the cultural aspect of Pan-Africanism. So kid, the first AME church is right here, 6th and Lombard. We come from this. You had Black church, Black militants, Israelites, Nation of Islam, Sunni Muslims. You had everything here. 6th biggest city in America. Everything is here. So we were all a part of that. We were all a part of segregated cities where the W man lived over here and the Blacks lived over here. And we understood who this W man was early on. And I'm teaching, at one point, it was Blacks versus them. Now, it depends on which demographic you come from. Because coming from the East Coast corridor when I was young, right, 30 and 40 years ago, when Africans came to America, there was no African community. It was only a Black community, right? And the only Africans that was here at that time was Liberians and people from Ghana, for the most part, right? And they integrated into the communities. We didn't have these discrepancies back then. We didn't have these arguments. An African girl, you didn't even know that she was African until you went to her mama house and heard them talk. Jamaicans lived amongst us. There was no Jamaican communities. This is a recent phenomenon. This is a new thing. That didn't exist. There was no little Africa. They lived with us. They was integrated with us. And y'all want to hear something crazy? When the first time I ever had SCX, as a teenager was with a girl from Ghana. I never even knew she was from Ghana until I went to her mother's house. The first time I even had, because I live in a black city where there was no W people around. I only saw W people when I went to school or to the hospital. There was black people I'm talking about in a city that's damn near 2 million people. It's like 900,000 black people. Southwest and West Philly was nothing but black until you went to the white side. So that's what we grew up in. I didn't see Jamaicans with W women back then. I didn't see rosters with W women. That's something that came later. All of a sudden, in the late 90s, I would say about early 2000s, right? You started to see an influx of Caribbean brothers and sisters coming over and Africans coming over, and all of a sudden they start separating themselves. This is like 2005, 2000, like 2000, but I say 2000, I say early 2000s up to now. But in the 90s, when I went up to Little Africa and Southwest, Little Africa didn't exist. That was just black people. That was just black people. You really didn't see that. So now, what you have now is the groups that start to come here and separate themselves from us. There was a delineation. And you know what's funny? I missed it for a while. I didn't see it for a while. And they start building their own communities and they start separating themselves. But what I saw right here was right. What I saw was here in Philadelphia, a lot of the homegrown Africans that was already here, ones that was born here, that went to school with us, that had babies with us, that integrated with us, they started to have fights with the new Africans that was coming here. And here on the ground in Philly, there was arguments between the Africans that was already here and the Africans that was coming here with getting W wives, W husbands, running over there with the black conservatives, right? And I started educating myself. And I came out and I started to warn you guys. I started to tell you guys then. I figured it out 10 years ago. I said, oh, now I get what W supremacy is doing. They peeped the matrix. They peeped the weakness in the game. And what they did was call an audible. They called a new play. They said, damn. In the 80s and in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, them Jamaicans, Black Americans, and Africans started to coagulate and mix together. And here in DC, Philadelphia, New York City, Boston, they getting along. We got to cause a problem. We got to cause a shift. Hey, start letting only the elite groups from those countries come into America now. Start importing the ones that's already oppressing, start importing the Africans that's oppressing their own people in Africa to America. Start only importing the ones that come from the ones we build up into America, right? That's coming from these places. Don't let the ones that's coming from the ground level, don't let the Soka Carmichaels and them come in. Don't let them in no more. Let the groups that we colonized, that we built up, that when they come here, they're going to echo the same sentiments that we teach. So they call the audible at the line. So now in the last 25 years, what you're seeing now is these immigrants that's come here and they're W men in brown skin because they've been re-educated to W supremacy. And they come in here now, they have no intent on being with you. They have every intent of going to school, getting a W woman, and being a part of that system. So when I teach you guys, hold on, Razzie. Hold on, Razzie. I got you. Hold on. I got you, Razzie. I got you. There you go, Raz. Hey, and listen to the people in the chat, right? Let me say this. To my mods. Allow people to disagree. It's okay. As long as they're not being disrespectful to me, allow them to disagree. Sometimes let them put those disagreeing messages in there so we can look and see. We want to see those of them that come in and be disrespectful, let them do it. Right? As long as they not like, just going too far. As long as they're not going too far. But if they disagree, let them disagree. They're allowed to disagree. Let them disagree. It's fine. That's fair. Because in their disagreements is where we can teach. Right? In their disagreements is where we can teach. Now, they start letting these groups come here now because see, I want y'all to understand something at my age. And make sure you guys, man, across right there is the Cash App. You can go into the one pinned at the top is our PayPal. You guys donate. Y'all donating to our foundation for what we do. All the stuff that I showed y'all guys in the middle of the video, you donating to us working with FBA children, man, for my foundation. So if you donate to the Cash App, you can donate. Also go onto the website and you can donate through Venmo as well, man. If you guys want to contribute to Urban Nerds, right? Y'all, this is Hakeem. This is our original logo right here, right? This is the full body. This is Hakeem. Right? Y'all want to donate to what we're doing. Now, so let me say this, right? Let me say this. Back in those days, you ain't coming in West Philly or Southwest with no white girl, no W girl, or no W man. I don't care what you was. I don't care if you was African, FBA American, Caribbean. You ain't bringing no W man or no W woman to no barbecue. Not in Philadelphia. Not North Philly. Not Southwest. Not South Philly. No, you're not. Now, all of a sudden, they do it like it's nothing. They embolden, and they do it as a badge of honor. I ain't with you. I'm not with you. You got FBAs that do it. You got Caribbean folk that do it. You got African folk that do it, right? So now, when we start to self-identify, it's a problem because your dysfunction is profitable for everybody else. They need you to be dysfunctional. They need you to be a real nigga in the bad B. They need you to be a part of the Democratic plantation and be dumb and not thinking and not moving. They need you to be gentrified out of your communities. They need you to not be in ownership of nothing in your community. They need you to not understand the contributions to the people, to your own people. They need you to not be in your children's lives. They need you to commit verbal genocide on each other every day on for the world. But now you teaching people how to treat you. They need you to not have proper love for each other, right? They need you to be online every day, right? Only showing the underbelly of Black American culture, but not showing the positivity of Black American culture. That's what they need. Because as long as you're doing that, we can't advance forward, and it allows them to infiltrate and say, look at that group over there. We're not a part of that group. And this is what, and if you guys notice, whenever you hear these Black conservatives, tell me, I need somebody in the chat to tell me where I'm wrong, what I'm about to say. Whenever you see these Black conservatives and they're talking, the only thing they ever talk about is the underbelly of Black American culture. If you notice, whenever you hear Black conservatives talk, they never ever show any positivity in foundational Black Americans culture. From Anton Daniels to Jason Whitlock to Jesse Lee Peterson to Larry Elder to so many of them. Show me any stream when they're showing the contributions to Black America, to FBA culture has brought to the limelight. They are paid to talk about the underbelly of Black American culture. The very thing that they say that they are, they don't highlight it. They say that they're Christian first, right? They say that they're Christian first, Black values. I've been online. I've shown my wife, my children, my 6 grandchildren, my whole family. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see. Well, I got it on here for a minute. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Let me see if I got it. Still got it in the thing real fast, because I'll show y'all so y'all won't think that I'm bull jiving. Hold on. Do I got it? I think I got it. I hope I got it. Uh-oh, I might not got it, y'all. Hold on. Damn. I don't have it on here, but I think I can do it. I can show it to y'all on my phone. Yeah, but they don't highlight. Watch this. I'm gonna show y'all something. I think I still got it. I want y'all to see something, right? We was already doing, damn, I don't have it in here. It's cool. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up when I can. But we was highlighting FBA culture. I was highlighting FBA culture when it wasn't fashionable, when nobody cared, right? If you notice, these black conservatives, they don't do none of that. These black conservatives don't do none of that. These black conservatives only show the underbelly of our culture. That's it. That's the only thing that they show. Show me where Jason Whitlock ever showed positivity in black culture. He's a black person. He's a so-called Christian. Show me where Anton Daniels has ever went to HBCUs to highlight black graduates or black people, black business owners, or black people doing productive things. Show me when Larry Elder has done it. Show me where any of these black, Byron Donald, all of them, right? Only thing they ever do is uplift the W people and the W folk, right? Show it to me. So now let's go to the Pan-Africans. And I dare a Pan-African to challenge me on this. I come out of this. Let's go to the Pan-Africans. I used to complain about this years ago. Pan-Africans at times will show the contributions to Black American culture. But one thing about Pan-Africans, they are big-time apologists for Africa. You'd be hard-pressed to find a Pan-African that would ever criticize Africa for anything. Anything. They don't have no problem. Like, I'm talking to you, Afro Think Tank, because I heard what you said about me. But this is the thing, that guy, you criticize us and Black Americans, and I don't have no problem with you. I'm just responding. You criticize us, but you never criticize Africa. Is FBA culture without fault? No, we got our faults amongst ourselves. Absolutely. We got some N-word culture. We got sellouts, but we also got a whole bunch of decent Black people that's doing decent things every day in Black culture. But y'all don't, all you ever talk about is what Black Americans is doing wrong. Y'all don't ever talk about the Africans. Y'all make excuses for everything that Africa does. If we are the people that's supposed to have been robbed of a thorough knowledge of self, robbed of our language, our culture, our God, and many of us, by the way we act, even lost our mind, well, when you get to Africa, you guys are the majority there. You have your own land, your own culture, your own everything. And why are you still getting your behind kicked by the French? Why is the British still kicking your behind? So when we bring that up, we're wrong. That don't mean that I hate Africans. I'm asking the question the same way they ask questions about us. The same way they ask questions about, well, you guys been living here in the most powerful country in the world, in the most richest country in the world. Why haven't you started to do well yet? Why do immigrants come here and do better than you? And within 10 years, the things that they say about us. Well, I can say, well, wait a minute. Why is France still controlling your money? Why aren't you able to create a military to redevelop yourself? Now, I know the answer why. I know why, but I'm asking the questions because you guys can come in and criticize us, but we can't say nothing. See, Pan-Africanism died because it was only beneficial for the African. Pan-Africanism wasn't beneficial for the Black American and what he got going on in his communities. Show me where Pan-Africanism done anything to stop gentrification. Show me where Pan-Africanism done anything to help Black Americans. It didn't. It hasn't. If you guys, thanks for the super chats, D-Mac. But if you guys can put it in the cash, it's easy to put, better to put in the cash app because they don't take nothing. YouTube, you know, they take stuff out of the super chats. So if you guys donate, if you can donate to the cash app or the PayPal or the Venmo, and everything is, and I'll show you guys, everything is going to the foundation. Everything is going. Wait a minute. I think I can show y'all this real quick. I think that I can show y'all this. I believe that I can, real quick, real fast. When you guys donate, I want y'all to see this real quick. When you guys donate, you guys are donating to this. This is me with 67 kids in Washington, D.C. at the African American Smithsonian Museum. So when you donate to us putting the work in the community. So I just want y'all to see that because this is the thing, right? Y'all donating to this real fast before I get back. This is what you're donating to. Me in real time teaching the babies. Teaching the babies. When you guys donate. So I'm not, and when y'all donate, y'all paying for, we're able to go get the bus, the money, we're able to go get the bus to take the children. So we show what we do over here. We do the work. So you guys, listen, oh, wait a minute, I wanted to show y'all this. When they say that we don't know our fathers and mothers, and you know what's funny? That's me with my children and my 6 grandbabies and everybody else, right? And it's so many Black men that are in their children's lives and their grandchildren's lives and babies' lives and all this, but they only highlight the negative part. I've been showing this stuff since I've been online. I've been doing this since I've been online. I've been highlighting this. I ain't hide my family, right? I always show the positive. I always try to show the positive parts of Black culture and what we're doing, right? And how we should be moving. I've always done that, right? I've always done that. But it's funny how when you look at a lot of these Pan-Africanism, everything is African-centered. It's not, we don't highlight Black culture. So what I'm saying is, I need somebody to show me where Pan-Africanism has benefited Black Detroit, Black Philadelphia. No. It's been the work that we've been putting in. It's been going on the work that we've been putting in here and what we've been doing for ourselves. In these communities, we've been gentrified out of these communities. Pan-Africanism ain't helping. You know what's funny? While you guys are still pushing this Pan-African thing, these Africans are coming here and undermining us. They're not joining us. They're not joining forces with us. They even go and create their own churches separate from us. Everything that they're doing is separate from us. So when I say this is not hating. Listen, I got a lot of Pan-African friends. I love Q Butter is a Pan-African. Q Butter is one of my very, very good friends online that I've met in real person, met his wife, his children. He's a hardcore Pan-African. I love Q Butter. That's my brother. But we disagreed. That's all. We just disagreed. But I love Q Butter. Q Butter got a school teaching Black babies, doing work. The Pan-African thing is one-sided. Because, see, this is the thing. When we segue it into the Tariq Nasheed, right? I'm going to say it. A lot of Pan-Africans is jealous of Tariq Nasheed. I'm going to tell you why. I don't agree with everything Tariq Nasheed do. I'm FBA. I don't agree with everything Tariq Nasheed do. I like the talking points that he started that came from Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Elder Smalls, and those before. All those talking points that was used where it came from his teachers beforehand. Dr. Nellie Fuller Jr., right? Francis Cress Welsing, all the elders before us, right? Before us. All Tariq Nasheed did was highlight them. Yes, you can be FBA and be Pan-Africanism. You can be FBA, be Pan-Africanism. You can be FBA and be part of the Black church. You can be FBA and be Hebrew Israelite. You can be FBA and be in the Nation of Islam. You can be FBA and be in the U.S. military. Because all FBA is a lineage of people. That's all it is. It's not a game. It's just a lineage of people. But let me say this. A lot of Pan-Africans are jealous of Tariq Nasheed. I'm going to tell you why. Let me break this down for y'all. Let me make this real catastrophically clear. For every so-called FBA, there's 25 Pan-Africans from the Caribbean, all throughout Africa, all throughout the Americas. And watch this. When the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Umar Johnson, the King Kong of consciousness, said he wanted to open up a school, how come the Pan-Africans, way back then before he made a mockery of himself, how come the Pan-Africans didn't give him the money to open up the school? Where was the Caribbean at? Where was Africa at? Where was all you Pan-Africans in America? Why that school ain't open yet? But Tariq Nasheed comes and uses Dr. Claude Anderson's talking points, right? His teacher. And Elder Smalls, where I was disappointed that Elder Smalls made the comments, but he using Elder Smalls talking points too, nonetheless. It's the truth. And he started making these elders, bringing them back to life to a whole new generation, right? Stay with me. Don't get lost. Don't get lost in the Elder Smalls. Stay with me. Stay with me. Because I'm teaching something here. He started making these elders that was forgotten about relevant to a new generation. He said that, hey, I'm going to build a museum. Hey, I'm going to do a movie highlighting Haiti in 1804. I'm going to do Hidden Colors. Everything that he said he was going to do, he did. And he crowdfunded from the people, and the people gave him the money. So now he was able to collect almost $2 million to build a museum. But you Pan-Africans ain't built shit. Nothing. Squatta. Nothing. So it's easy and convenient to be mad at Tariq. But what you should really be mad at is when I was saying this 7 years ago. Where is the Pan-Africans at? Where's the Pan-African Museum? Where is the Pan-African stuff? Now, again, shout out to my brother. Matter of fact, shout out to my, hold on. Because I got to be fair when I'm doing this. I got to be fair. I got to be fair. I got to highlight my brother Q Butter. I definitely got to highlight my brother Q Butter. Let me do this real quick. Let me do this. I can't, hold on. Let me do this real quick. Because I gotta be straight up. If because I ain't no fake dude. Hold on. Let's do this real quick. Let's do this real fast. Now, my brother Q Butter, hardcore Pan-African. He said, you know what? I'm gonna do something about it. He chose to do something about it, and he created a school. I've been to my brother's school. Where's all the Pan-African donations for my brother, man? A black man in Brownsville, Brooklyn, one of the most gulliest places in New York City. Where's all the Africans and all the Caribbean making sure my brother got every resource he goddamn need for these babies to teach? Where is it? I love this brother and what he's doing. I'm older than him. I love Q Butter. That's my brother. Can't nobody say nothing bad about Q Butter to me. You're going to have a problem with me. Nobody. He doing the work. There's other brothers that's doing the work. So let me unshare real quick. I just wanted to highlight that real quick. Real fast. Hold on. There's other brothers that's doing the work, but they don't get support from Pan-Africans like they should. Listen, if brothers was practicing Pan-Africans like Pan-Africanism like they said that they should, there should be millions of dollars poured into Black Detroit, Black Philadelphia, Black Baltimore, Black Memphis, everywhere under the guise of Pan-Africanism and the Black church. And the Black church. We should already have all these things established. But Tariq Nasheed go online. See, Tariq Nasheed is an easy target. I don't agree with everything Tariq Nasheed says. I don't have to. But I'm not a dummy. When I look and see all of y'all with a problem with Tariq, how come you don't have a problem with the non-development of Pan-African culture in America? How come you don't have a problem with that? How come, show me the Pan-African that can come online right now and raise $2 million to go do something for Pan-Africanism? Show it to me. Show it to me. Can y'all give Zionist Institute $2 million, please, so my brother can really put out the dreams and the things that he want to do? I know I've had conversations with my brother. Can y'all give my brother $2 million, please, Pan-Africans, so he can expand Ziax, please? Can y'all give it to him? That Black man who's married to a Black woman, has Black children. Can y'all give that brother $2 million so he can expand and build? And stop worrying about what Tariq Nasheed is doing? And another thing too, just because you disagree with the Democrats don't mean you support Trump. Let me tell you something. Let me say this because I said this on my channel on one of my videos yesterday. Let me say it this way. I'm not a Trump supporter. I don't like Trump or the Democrats. All of them go to HELL to me. Trump is a W man, an old W man. He just ordered the federal government to take down the Black museums, a lot of our slave narratives, take all that stuff down, right? He also, like a lot of stuff he's ordered to take down. I don't rock with him. He's not my ally. Trump ain't our ally. You think, let me tell y'all something out there. Don't think for a millisecond because we disagree, right, with the immigrants and what the Democrats are doing, that we got to outline these Republicans, because we don't. We've never had an outline on Republicans. The Republicans have never been our friends, right? Even during the time of Thaddeus Stevenson, when we were putting our reparations things on the Congress floor, right? They were so racist towards us that we had to form our own Black Republican Party because they was racist against us. We didn't have no allies back then. They weren't our friends. Both of these parties have been a colossal failure to foundational Black American culture. We have exceeded despite them. The Republicans are not an ally to FBA just because they may be doing some things that we agree with. No, we have no friends. Don't fall for that. And just because I'm against the Democrats don't mean I'm for them devils. Make no mistake about it. The W man is still who he is. Whether he in a Republican suit or a Democrat suit, they still see you as something that's less than. And let me tell you something. They believe. See, y'all about to get me. Here we go. Y'all about to get me in trouble. I'm ready to go back to the old George. They believe when they say make America great again, and they don't have to be ashamed to be white anymore, they believe that all of your achievements in this country is based off of what they allowed you to have. They believe that they have to dumb themselves down. They have to lower their IQ in order for you to have a higher standard. They believe that they have every right to govern over you, and you are beneath them. What they teach, both parties. They believe that they have a right to govern you because you don't have a high enough IQ to govern yourself. And the only way that you can achieve or do business is if they're at the top of the table. So how you think you want to align with a person like that? They come into your communities with these nonprofits and they need a black sacrifice. They need a black body. They need black blood to be pouring down the street to make their careers based off the life of a black life that was taken. And you think that you got an ally? I told y'all that when I was outside. Hold on for a second. So y'all think it's a game, right? Watch this. Watch this. Y'all think it's a game. Hold on. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. See? Because I don't want y'all to think I'll be just on here just running my mouth, just talking. Hold on. Let's share the screen real quick. Let's share the screen. I've been doing this.
Policies must matter. If you're not getting policies pushed specifically for black people, not people of color, specifically for foundational black Americans.
Black policy matters. Black policies matter.
The 1964 Civil Rights Bill, the Jews became a protected class based off of our fight here. The Immigration Act of 65, immigrants came.
Let me move forward.
We invented the GPS system. We invented the first home alarm system. Damn near everything they used came from us. We never got our just due. We never would have needed reparations. And we made it. We made it at the time when we was being harmed. They wouldn't even let us in the universities. Y'all better wake up, man. They talk about liver cancer. Dr. Leonidas, a black man, discovered how to.
I'm outside during in 2020 during the time of the riots and stuff that was going on when you had Antifa and all these white nonprofits came down and they was trying to rock our people to sleep. I'm outside in the street cussing them white folks out, trying to wake our people up. I'm downtown City Hall surrounded by like 3,000 people. I'm going in. Back then, we outside. We not on a computer. We outside.
Cure that, how to fix it. Not cure it. It's not black culture. You know who the first black doctor? You black boys need a frame of reference of your greatness. Nigger culture is not black culture. Nigger culture is not black culture. You know who the first niggas was in this country? White people. They was the ones doing drive-bys. They was the ones hanging people. They was the ones putting people on plantations. It wasn't us. They told you was a goddamn nigga and put you in prison for the same shit they did to us. They made it a multi-billion-dollar industry. The same shit they did to us.
So what I'm saying is we was already out there. We was already out there telling them who they are to their face. We was taking it right to them. So I'm telling you, they need you to believe that you're something that you're not and have you subscribe to something that you ain't. So the minute you start waking up, hold on for a second, wait a minute. So the minute you start waking up and start claiming yourself, you're gonna become a problem. Them white folks was out there looking at me like I was crazy because I'm messing up the bag. I was supposed to be out there with them, letting them be out in front, and they speak for me. I was supposed to be docile and allowing them to go. No, I tell them, you ain't my ally. I don't need you to speak for me. We speak for ourselves. We no longer doing that. We ain't just holding hands and just praying kumbaya and waiting for something to come out the sky to save us. We ain't doing that no more. Nah, we not moving like that. We ain't moving like that. So, so you get a lot of trolls online. You get a lot of trolls of people that don't show their face. They've never done anything for FBA culture. They don't even do anything for their Caribbean culture or African culture, but they got something to say about what FBA people are doing. And it's because it's easy. It's convenient. I guarantee you, if you can look into their life, they're not doing anything for the people. They're not in Jamaica doing anything for their people. They're not sending money back for their people. They're not doing nothing. So what I'm saying is, it's easy. Tariq Nasheed is an easy target. He's easy to criticize. I need to see the unification of Pan-Africans here in America in the Caribbean, and in Africa. Where are the Pan-African stores? Huh? See, a lot of times, let me tell you guys something, right? People, I used to get mad at the black church because the black church would come, and I believe that they was responsible for the community. But the black church ain't responsible for the community. The black church always told you to wait on Christ, that your deliverance is going to come in Christ. It was the Nation of Islam that was teaching you to do for self, build the communities and build this. Where the Nation of Islam gas stations at? Where the Nation of Islam's restaurants at in Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, all over to do for self, teaching black people? They don't exist. Where the Pan-African and Black First restaurants? Where's the Pan-African Black First communities? You know what's funny? When you go down south, from Virginia down, you see a whole lot of black communities in the South. All throughout Virginia, all throughout North Carolina, all throughout South Carolina and Georgia. Not just Atlanta, Columbus, Georgia, Macon, Georgia, Athens. You see all throughout Texas. You got FBA, all bunch of FBA family. They all, now, unfortunately, they all messed up in that Democratic Party. Right? But there's whole communities nonetheless. It's not like up north. You got whole black communities, man. When you go to Columbus, Georgia, black people. Macon, Georgia, black people. Savannah, Georgia, black people. Columbia, South Carolina, black people. Fayetteville, North Carolina, black people. Right? Whole communities and towns and communities, right? The problem is, they're FBA, but they're hooked on that Democratic plantation. And the biggest fight is us trying to recondition them to understand what the next generation is trying to do and how we're trying to bring forward a new way of thinking, a new thought process. And yeah, all across Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Tennessee, yes, whole black communities. Whole black communities. It exists. It's different than it is in the East Coast corridor in the Midwest. No, you go down there, you have whole black communities. I've seen them. Gave me a whole new way of thinking. The problem with that, though, is 90% of them are still stuck on that Democratic plantation. And they believe whatever the Democrats tell them. And they stuck in that Bible belt of waiting for Christ to come save you and not wanting to do for self. So now when you have a whole new way of thinking, right? Now when you have a whole new way of thinking, it's hard to undo something that's been conditioning our people for so long. So we're getting all the pushback because we're trying to usher in something that the people are not used to. They're not ready for it yet. So this is why I love No, D Chicago. No, they're not rural. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. I can't let you say that. No, they're not. When you go down to Virginia and you go down to parts of Lynchburg and Gretna and Roanoke and Danville, these black folks are not poor. They're not poor, man. What are you talking? No. These black people are doing good for themselves. They own land, acres of land. I've done the videos with my own family. I've done the videos. Hold on. Let's go there. Let's go there. And let's do that then. Since if we're going to do that, let's make it. Let's call it out for what it is. Let's show. Hold on. Let's do it that way. So that way we don't have no let's rid ourselves of the confusion. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. Let's pull it up. Because we're gonna put some respect. We're gonna put some respect on the South too, man. Right? We gotta there's a lot of brothers and sisters in the South that's doing good, man, that's doing great. Here we go. Hold on real quick. Let's do this. Make sure y'all stay put, man, because I'm not just talking. We got to show things, man. This is in Virginia, man. When I'm down there with the fam, Cotton Patch Road, man, down there in the sticks, right? They still got the roads there, right?
Because you can't see a damn thing. And it's miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles.
Right? I'm just driving.
But you and Harry and the Hendersons.
So
It's fenced off, and it's fenced off. Like, but you got to go back down.
This is me
on the other
family
side. Like, if you go all the way down on the other side, it's fenced off because it's family that live on this side. So you get over here where the big house is land all the way down here. I can show y'all. I don't feel like walking down there, but it's like a super old like slave quarters. Just a second.
There you go.
That's been there forever, ever, and ever, right?
Family, you know.
Then you got this guy right here. He think he can play ball, but he ain't got no game.
I'm nice.
He,
I'm overly nice.
he's overly nice bad.
No, I'm overly nice. Too bad to be good.
He going in.
Too good to be bad.
Yeah, look, he going inside.
Nice.
He going inside the dog house. So when I was younger, I would have never wanted to live in the country, right? But as I get older now, at 50, yeah, I can.
So what I'm saying is, this is
Goddamn deers and and trees just out here.
so let me unshare again, because a lot of people do a lot of talking, but we got to illustrate. No, black people down there living good on their own land, bro. A lot of different places. We got to stop talking so much, man, and show and prove, man. They living on their land, man. They're not just living up here in these cities, these cities that's messed up. No, you got black people doing good for themselves, man. And this is why I'm saying that these black conservatives, they don't highlight real black culture. These Pan-Africans, they don't highlight real black culture. They don't do it. I've been doing this since I've been online. In order to build a bigger audience, I had to go into the trash section and take this same message there, and I went from 4,000 subs to 53,000 subs. But the message is still the same. But I had to go to where the people are to give the message. So, and the thing is, trying to reprogram our people to understand that FBA is not about hating nobody. Foundational Black Americans is not about hating other groups. It's about teaching other groups our contributions. It's about teaching other groups. It's about teaching other groups this, right? It's about teaching other groups this. Look, watch this. It's about teaching other groups. It's about teaching other groups that Garrett Morgan created the gas mask. Alexander Miles, he was instrumental in 1887 with the automatic elevator doors. Garrett Morgan, the traffic light, right? Joseph Winters, the fire escape ladder, right? Richard Spikes, I told y'all, the automatic gear shifts, right? Railway telegraph system, Granville T. Woods, James Henry, the airplane toilet system, right? Right? Mary Van Britten. Hold on. Let me make it bigger for y'all. Right? Mary Van Britten, the home security system, right? The clothes dryer, George T. Sanson, Sarah Boone, right? The folding chair, right? The dustpan, the mop. I mean, listen, the pistol sharpener, the blood banks, right? Dr. Charles Blue and plasma preservation. Cataract laser surgery device, Dr. Boff, right? Dr. Daniel Howard Williams, the first successful open heart surgery, the disposal syringes, the disposal syringe that you use, the needles, Phil Brooks, the first large scale human heart surgery, Vivian Thomas, right? Jerry Lawson, right? How many people really know our contributions? And not just the ones that they teach you just in school. I'm talking about people that really put in work. Right? Shirley Ann Jackson, the caller ID and call waiting, right? The modern cell phone, James West. Listen, refrigerated trucks, Frederick McKinley Jones, responsible for your frozen food department. See, I'm telling you guys that if people understood FBA real contributions, there would be no way for their brains to see you as lazy or those niggas. Because we're way greater people than that. But when you're not even taught your history, you fail in teaching people how to treat you. Because now you fall for the Democratic lies, the Republican lies, the real nigga lies, the bad B lies. And I always said, no, we on the urban narrative. We ain't none of that. We ain't none of that. Right? Right? The modern potato chips, George Crumb, the automatic bread maker, Joseph Lee, the company, George Grant, the roller coaster safety improvement, Granville T. Woods, right? The automatic fishing reel, George Cook. Oh man, synthetic hair weaving, Christina Jenkins, the hot cone, we know that, right? Look, hold on. The electric guitar, Robert Fleming. The first, hold on, man, because I want to get to like cortisone and the heating furnace, Alice Parker. The carbon filament, the carbon filament for light bulbs, Lewis Latterman. Man, the automatic target gun sighting system, Otis Boykin. The bulletproof vest material, Dr. Jackson Robinson. Right? And you know what's funny? You know what's funny? We went from 560 to 522 when I started showing this. This is what the algorithm did. So don't fall for it. They playing games, right? The portable x-ray machine, Dr. Messiah, right? The paint roller, Richard Spikes. How many people use paint rollers all over the world? Think of a black man when you think of a foundational black man when you do that. Whenever you rolling that paint up and you doing this, think of a foundational black American, right? Think of that. Think of that. I mean, and there's so many more that's not on this list. Think of that. Now watch this, right? Watch this. I'm gonna show y'all what I was doing. Hold on. Watch this. Watch this. Let me show you. I'm gonna show y'all something. Well, y'all, so that way, and then we'll get back into the last 20 minutes. I'm gonna show y'all something. I want y'all to see this. Wait a minute. American and George. Make it. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Now watch this. I want y'all to see this. Check this out. Watch this. You see this? This is my George Making One channel. History of African American Inventors, Part 7, 6 years ago. History of African American Inventors, Part 5, 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I was doing this. Watch this. How the federal government created ghettos. Moses Jenkins and George Macon, 6 years ago. Right? We was already doing this. When we was doing this at a time, right? Where we was doing this at a time where it wasn't fashionable. Google Hangout. This is the stuff that I've been telling you guys. We never need it. Because a lot of times, man, you got to understand the mindset of the Negro back then. Like a lot of us didn't have good business acumen. Over $1 billion, they gave him $75 million. Yeah, but this is a picture of Mr. Crosswalk. We was doing this way back then, man. And when it was Google Hangouts, we was doing this. How many of you guys have a refrigerator in your house? Because if you do have a refrigerator in your house, you should think about this man, Mr. Standard. Here you go. This brother right here. So when you sitting on the couch on a Sunday watching the game, flicking the channel back and forth, Wax Dog. Would you say, damn, Wax Dog? Here you go. And revamp. So I like to highlight. I like to highlight and show. I just like to highlight and show the things that we're doing, right? Because I think that it's necessary when we had these conversations. We got to show real FBA stuff, man. Like we got to show what we're doing, right? We got to show and prove what we're doing, how we're moving, and how we're moving. We've been doing this stuff. So what I'm saying is, when I call out Pan-Africans or I call out the Black conservatives, I'm not saying I'm better than everybody. I'm calling you out because I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work myself. I'm challenging black conservatives to show the positive black stuff in the black community. I'm challenging Pan-Africans to show a unification of Pan-Africans from Africa to the Caribbean to the Americas and start building something. Stop talking about Tariq. Tariq Nasheed should be irrelevant to what the Pan-Africans is doing. Pan-Africans globally around the world should be building. It should be irrelevant. That's all it should be. Tariq Nasheed should not be talked about by Pan-Africans. Pan-Africans should be building something of their own. Right? I mean, that's just the way I see it. So, you know, when you have FBAs, we highlight FBA culture. I'm an FBA brother, FBA. You have FBAs that's indigenous here to America. You have FBAs whose ancestors came over here on slave ships. You have FBAs that travel the world. Oh, my last thing I want to say too. My last thing that I want to say, because I'm over time. It don't matter if he hosted the pimp ball. What do you? But see, hold on. I want to highlight this, right? I want to highlight this for a minute because I'm gonna show you what trolls do and expose this thing. And because you know I haven't been going live for a while, but let me find that. Now watch this, right? I want to highlight that. Okay, so Tariq Nasheed hosted the 45th Pimp's Ball. What does that mean? Why? My whole thing is, what has the Pan-African hosted? I'm asking you, show me what the Pan-African has hosted here in America that's beneficial to the black community, that can help us politically move, right? Show me what the Africans has done in showing their support and unification for black Americans in America, in the African Union. Show it to me. Show me. See, because a lot of y'all like children. And this is why I don't go live a lot like that, because I'm tired of it. I'm 50 now. I'm too old for this stuff. Show me where the African Union is fighting and doing things on behalf. Hold on for a second. It's fighting and doing things on behalf of the black Americans in America. They're not. Show me a unified Pan-Africans in the African Union. Till you do that, what are you talking about Tariq Nasheed for? Tariq Nasheed should be irrelevant. You guys got bigger fish to fry. That's all I'm saying. But a lot of y'all be on clown stuff. It's like it's just a bunch of grown clown behavior. Look at some of these comments. Like, are y'all children? What are we doing? And you wonder why people don't take us serious. I don't understand. I don't understand. So what I'm saying is this. Right? I seen some videos where people was trying to clown Tariq Nasheed because he was in Senegal. Sometimes I really think some people are just slow, working with like slow gases or something. So what you're telling me is the Pan-African can travel the world, the Asian man can travel the world, the African man can travel the world, the Native American man can travel the world, the Mongoloid Native American man can travel the world, the European can travel, Western European man can travel the world, the Eastern European man can travel the world, the W man in America can travel the world, right? Only FBAs got to stay in FBA communities. We can't. Watch this. Watch how I bring this point home. Only FBAs FBAs are the only ones that can't travel the world and go nowhere. Africans can talk bad about black Americans but still travel the world. The W man can talk bad about black Americans and Africans but still travel the world. The Asian man can talk bad about FBAs but open up shop in their communities and make millions of dollars and still travel the world. the Indian man can talk bad about Black Americans and Africans and Caribbeans, but still travel the world. The Arab can talk bad about Black Americans and Black culture, but still travel the world. But FBAs are the only group that can have their own opinions on things, but can't travel the world without scrutiny. So you idiots out there making videos on Tariq Nasheed because he went to Senegal. Why? When he's always said, my problem is with the ones that come here and talk bad about us. I'm not talking about all Africans. I'm not talking about all Caribbeans. I love all riders. Me as an FBA, I Show Speed is my favorite channel on YouTube right now because I love when he was doing the American tour. I love when he was doing the African tour. Me as an FBA, he's living out my dream that I always had when I was a young man. I always wanted to travel the world. I wanted to go to 100 countries and touch 100, my feet to touch 100 different soils. I wanted to eat the food, the culture, the dance, to see the people. I've always wanted to do that. I Show Speed is doing it. I love it. As FBAs, we should do it. But you guys, watch this, y'all, relegate us to only here. This is why you say we have no culture. Again, I told you guys, when Black people start to level up and wanting to do for self, have an expanded mind, loving themselves, the culture, and want to travel the world, everybody gonna have a problem with the Black American when he do it. Because now they can never profit off of your dysfunction no more. So you trying to clown Tariq for being in Senegal, but you guys can clown FBAs for being in America. You can leave Senegal and come to America. You can leave Burkina Faso. You can leave Guinea. You can leave Ethiopia. You can leave Botswana. You can leave Mozambique. You can leave Zimbabwe. You can leave all these Chad and Niger and all these different countries on your leisure as much as you want. Talk trash about everybody else. But if we do it, you gonna make video. Oh, look at him. Why is he in Senegal? Because he want to be in Senegal. He can go to Senegal. He can go to South Africa. He can go anywhere he wants. What are you talking about? Some of y'all out there dumb as hell. So because, think about it, y'all. Because he has his own opinion about other groups, the same way they have about us, he can't travel. But those other groups can travel. Those Pan-Africans that got a problem with Tariq, you would never, ever, 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 and ever, and 10 more evers see those same Pan-African channels make videos about Africans disparaging Black Americans. You would never see them do it. Never. You would never see them making disparaging, highlighting them disparaging Black Americans. You would never see them do it. But yet and still, y'all got videos because it's content of Tariq Nasheed in Senegal, as if we can't travel. How many people in the chat agree with me? Put a 1 in the chat, what I just said. They're saying, what they're saying by their actions is, FBAs are not allowed to travel based off of the way we think, but everybody else can think the same about us, but they can travel the whole world. But we can't. We got to stay in Detroit. We got to stay in Chicago. We got to stay in Indianapolis. We got to stay in Cincinnati. We got to stay in Cleveland. We got to stay in Philadelphia, Baltimore, Atlanta, Milwaukee, Miami, Jacksonville. We got to stay in all these places. We can't go nowhere. But they can talk all kinds of trash about us, but travel the world. Because to them, you are nothing. You are people with no head. And everybody can come into your house and just take from you. And you better shut up and not say anything, because you don't even know who your fathers are. You don't even know your language, your culture, your religion, your God. You are out of your mind. Your women are out of control. Your men are out of control. You contribute nothing while they come and want to take everything from you. So the minute you think for yourself, and all these people that's putting tools in, I challenge you guys to show me anywhere where you guys criticize your own people for what they say about us. See, because one thing about me, y'all know me. I'm FBA, but I'm gonna say this, I still have a Pan-African thought process. I still love Black people everywhere. I just don't believe in Pan-Africanism the way it's constructed and what y'all do. I ain't with none of that shit. I'm not with none of it because it's all garbage and it's all about money. I love black people globally. I love Africans. I love Caribbeans. I love my brothers and sisters. One of my favorite places I want to go to, one of my favorite places that I want to go to is Black France. I want to go to Black France and intermingle with my brothers and sisters over there in France. I'd love to. I'd love to. I want to go down to Black Brazil. I want to go to Black Colombia. I want to go to these places and experience these places. I'm still FBA. I have every right to travel the world and see the world the way I see fit, same way y'all do. But I challenge any one of you Pan-Africans and you out there putting twos, show me where you highlight those that talk bad about us, those that say they practice Pan-Africanism, but they don't. Show me where you're criticizing Pan-Africanism for the way that it's being used today. You won't do it because you're hypocrites. You're hypocrites. You're hypocrites. So for me, let's see. Hold on a second. Let's see. Let's check this out real quick before. Hold on. Oh man, I gotta highlight, man, the cash apps. Jane Love, man, thanks for the $100 cash app. Watts Mooney, thanks for the $1 cash app. Mary McCormick, thanks for the $20 cash app. Derek McNeil, thanks for the $25 cash app. Craig, $10. Greta Woodson, $5. Man, thank y'all so much, man, because I'm gonna show you guys something before we go. I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. Let me bring this up real fast. So you guys can see real quick. Because I want to thank my brothers, man, Afro Elite and Black Alpha and all the young brothers, man, that's out there carrying on the mantle and putting in this work, man. Listen, I thank y'all so much, man. So much for keeping this thing going, man, and keeping an audience of young people, man, because it's so much needed. Hold on. So when you guys donate and you guys contribute, this is me. Let me see. This is me right here with an event that we had in the community. I'm with the police commissioner, the Urban Nerds event. This is me right here where I'm teaching inside the museum. This is me here teaching inside the museum. Let me see. This is us getting a grant from the city at the time, from the DA department for the work that we was doing. Let me see. This is us right here inside the Air and Space Museum, with some of the kids. So, because I want you guys to see when you donate where, hold on a second, where the money goes. Wait a minute. This is me right here with Umar Johnson's father out there doing the work. We used to go hug the block. We would take over. We would take over a lot of the. I don't know how I can highlight this where y'all can see it. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. How do I show this? Oh, okay, here we go. We would go take over all the drug. Whenever there was a shooting on the drug corner, we would go take over the corners. We had to hug the block out here in Philly during the drill era. We would go out there and we would take over the drug blocks. Black men, foundational Black American men. We would go out there and we would shut the corners down. No more drug selling on the corners. No more shootings. We would go out there. This guy right here is Umar Johnson's father. That's the one that was really putting in work in the community and helping a lot, bringing a lot of brothers along. Not Umar. We was going out there doing that work, doing FBA work, something that they don't highlight, where these Pan-Africans and Black conservatives, they would never, ever come put the camera on this. They won't put the camera on Black men going out there shutting corners down, right? Outside in real time. They won't do this. They won't do that. So for me, I don't go live a lot. I haven't went live a lot because you get wait a minute, you get burned out. You get burned out. So let me share the screen. But you get burned out like a lot of times, man, and trying to do the work. And when you guys are donating, for all you guys that donated, maybe through the Cash App, maybe through PayPal, maybe through the Venmo, that stuff go to our contributions. Like I said, when we want to go on the trips, right? We want to get like the bus, we want to get certain things. You guys donate, those things matter greatly to what it is that we're trying to do, because stuff costs money, man. And like we took two of these buses. We took two of these buses to DC, right? We had two buses, and both of those buses was $1,800 each, right? But in order to get to take the kids to the museum, when we got them there to do this, right? We had to, but this is the thing. We raised the money. We went out there, we raised the money, man. We put the work in. We raised the money. So shout out, like I said, shout out to Black Alpha, shout out to Afro Elite, shout out to Tariq Nasheed. Even shout out to the Pan-Africans that's doing real Pan-African work. If you're doing real Pan-African work, I don't have no problem with you, man. I love you. If you love Black people and you doing things to protect and love and not hurt Black people, I'm with you, right? I told you, one of my best dudes is Q Butter, man. I'm with you, right? If you here and you are an immigrant and you're not undermining us, you're not going against our people, you're not going against our reparations, you with us, I'm with you. I love you. I'm with you. I'm with you. If you are Jamaican, you are African, you are Haitian, and you my brother, and you rock with me, I rock with you. I rock with you all day long. Long as you're not doing things to undermine us, and you're making sure that you understand our culture and what our contributions are, and you're not trying to steal that from us. That's it, man. That's it. So I'm gonna cut it. So remember, y'all just gotta understand, man. Remember, I love my people more than they hate themselves, and I pray to the universal creator Most High that these words was enough to inspire you. These words enough to make you look at yourself in the mirror and make change. These words enough to make you look at your children and know you have to make change. I hope that when you came here for information, and when you leave here greater than what you was before you came. It's time that we start sharing this information on every social media mechanisms that we use to get the message across. At the water cooler, on the job, pillow talking with your wife, walking down the street with the homies. We got to have this conversation. FBA stand up. It's time that we teach people how to treat us. It's time that we teach our children who they really are, so don't have doubt that they no longer believe the lie. We no longer subscribe to I'm a real nigga or a bad B. We're no longer subscribing to that which we are not. So now we're producing that which we are not. We are uplifting ourselves, and we're teaching the world how to treat us. Right? We're in the spirit today, and we're moving forward, and nothing's going to stop that. We are teaching the world that the same way we influence the world, we're waking up to who we really are, and now we're walking in that influence, and you are going to respect us for who we really are and what our contributions are. That don't mean that we don't love everybody. That don't mean that we don't want to be a part. That means that you're going to respect the house when you come in. You no longer can walk into our house, sit at our table, and put your feet up and stick your hand through the window and extract our culture, and don't expect us to bite you or push back. Right? When you come amongst us and you fly your Haitian flag, you fly your Ghanaian flag, right? And we say, cool. Well, we're going to fly our FBA flag. We don't care if it's a problem anymore. We're stepping up and we're stepping out. And we're not doing it for you. We're doing it for us. Right? Inside these inner cities of Philadelphia, Chicago, and Memphis, where young Black boys are killing each other, they only doing that because they don't have a frame of reference of what FBA culture is. They don't have a frame of reference of what they should be doing. See, you're teaching them to emulate the underbelly instead of teaching them the power and rich history that they really come from. Because if they understood who they came from, oh man, you will have a generation of young Black men that will be emulating greatness. And when they're emulating greatness, watch out. Because if you think we influence the world now, wait till the young black man wake up and understand that he ain't a killer. He ain't a real nigga. He ain't a blood. He ain't a crip. He ain't none of that. When he understand that he come from the people, that if anything, damn near everything is moving the world forward. Man. And he start loving his brother and wanting for his brother what he want for himself. Imagine what's going to happen to his community. Imagine the reshaping of the community when the black man start loving his brother. You ain't got to tell the black woman to be protected, the black girl to be protected, because boys are naturally protective. And when he start wanting for his brother what he wants for himself, he's going to love his brother's family the same way he expects him to love his own. So there's no way for a black woman to be a bitch anymore. There's no way for black children to be in trouble, because when the black man wants for his brother what he wants for himself, right? He wants for his family the same he wants for his family. They want us killing each other. They want us at odds. They want us being Sambos and sellouts. They want us being black conservatives. They want us to be everything but what we really are. The people that culturally influence the world that come from greatness. The DNA is still in there and it's flowing through your veins, family. And when we wake up, it's over. They know it. So they don't want, I don't even, listen to me, I don't even have to mention the sisters. Because the minute black boys wake up and understand who they are, the whole thing just formulates like biology, like nature. It just comes together in nature. It just comes, it forms together like Voltron. I found it out. I've been married to the same black woman for 25 years because I found out that I had a choice. I found out that I wasn't a real nigga. I found out that it was life outside of the one little capsule that I was living in. There was a big world outside. And when I peeked my head up out, I said, damn, it really is. And the funny thing was, Zachary Rick is not, may he rest in peace. It was a brother from the Nation of Islam that gave me knowledge of stuff. He never told me I had to be in the nation. He just gave me knowledge of stuff and told me I wasn't a nigga. And I was subscribing to something that I wasn't. So I was manifesting the lie. And as long as I'm manifesting the lie, right, this is what you get in your communities. So when I start standing on truth, I've been married for 25 years, 4 kids, 6 grandchildren. Life is great. Houses, everything has been going good. Because I stopped subscribing to that which I wasn't. So now when FBA is starting to say this is who we are, you have a whole bunch of people that got a problem with that. Because your dysfunction is profitable for them. So don't allow, keep plowing the road, keep pushing. Everyday repetition until we change the programming of our people. Once we change the programming of our people, man, ain't no looking back from there. Looking back from there. Black women, black mothers, they want your sons being real niggas. Because when your sons, who are your natural protectors, stop being real niggas, oh man. Men represent order. And when black boys understand order from a time of a child, because remember, boys are supposed to be raised up to meet a certain expectations that the people will have in them. So when he's not raised up from a child to meet those expectations and the bar is low, then you get what you get. But when you teaching young boys to understand what their roles are towards society, it's not the same as a woman. Women have different expectations for the man. But if he's not taught that, how can he manifest what he's not taught? But when you teaching him what his roots are and his contributions, and he come from these people, you come from these people, not this real N-word culture. You come from these people. Man, I put emphasis on this. You come from this lineage of people that influence the world, young man. You come from this. He looks at you like, what? Man. They fear that more than anything. They fear it more than anything. A woke black man who understands who he is, that walks proudly with his chest out, that says, I am who I am, and I stand on who I am. And he's non-compromising. Now we have it. So I'm telling you, it's easy. It's easy for them to promote N-word culture. but they're not going to teach these black boys and black girls. That's why I was showing these black girls who Valerie Thomas was, and not showing them what a bad B is. I was showing these black people who they are and how powerful they are. Everybody else know how powerful you are, but you. But we changing that. We're changing that. So I'm gonna cut it here. I'm gonna try to do more lives in the future. I haven't went live in a while, but I need to. I need to get back into it. But again, shout out to everybody out there, man. I walk in love. The Most High has allowed me to survive so many different things from the 80s to the 90s, based off of things I shouldn't hear. What I believe in my spiritual system. If it wasn't for the Most High, I wouldn't be here. So I'm grateful. At my age, I love Pan-Africans. I love Africans. I love Caribbeans. But I'm FBA. I stand on FBA first. But I love everybody. Everybody. As long as you're a positive person and you're trying to be loving towards everybody else, I love you. So remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.